Isn't Star Wars, this is Star Trek The Next Generation. It's a Galoob action figure from 1988. It's Data. There's lots of versions of this Data. This is not a valuable version. And these were the first figures to be released for Star Trek The Next Generation, just before Playmates took it over, and then Star Trek figure collecting got quite big in the early 90s. Until Star Wars came along and took over. The figure is very similar to a Star Wars figure, a bit more articulated, but very simple figure of the same height. Next Generation Data card. So you've got all the figures that were available, minus the aliens that came out later, plus a phaser and a die-cast US Enterprise. You've got a little bio there about Data, saying his rank Lieutenant Commander, second in command, array missions USS Enterprise, origin android fabricated by unknown aliens. A human android so perfectly constructed that on applying for Starfleet commission he tested out alive. Second in command to Commander Riker on array missions, landing parties, his superior strength and mental powers make him a formidable asset to the USS Enterprise crew. And you've got a proof of purchase mission point, you've got the copyright 1988 Paramount Pictures, and the Galoob logo there. So Galoob actually made Star Wars micro machines as well in the mid-90s. And they were taken over by Hasbro later. So just thought I'd shove. Okay, this figure has lots of variations. There's a speckled face, a dark face, and I guess this is just the regular figure with a lighter complexion, yellow lips. The phaser's actually fixed into the hand, it's not non-removable. And he comes with a little tricorder, I guess, from the neck, and he's got his little Next Generation uniform on. These figures are quite easy to acquire now, they're not very valuable.
Check out armed photon torpedoes. Resume course to our next destination, Mr. Sulu. This is Captain James Kirk of the USS Enterprise. This is Uhura. Open a channel to all decks. Security alert to all decks. Kirk out. Kirk to engineering, Mr. Scott. Report. Position report, Spot. Right on that. All hands battle stations. Check out armed photon torpedoes. Resume course to our next destination, Mr. Sulu. Captain James Kirk of the USS Enterprise.
change me. Don't wanna change me. Hey, rearrange me. I need to know if you're the one that's gonna save me.
lowdown fun boy.
Okay, showdown.
Give me lowdown fun boy.
Okay, showdown.
Showdown! Showdown!
I'm lost again and I'm on the run, looking for love in a sad song. With your Avenger eyes and your cat-like ways, I can hold you. You are a fool for me to be cruel. I'm leaning on this bar, listening to you sing, and your sad song rings in my ears, and I start to cry. He's searching, she's showing. See him held in a deep, deep spell. He knows she's glowing. I can find within my mind a way to go. I can look deep into your light and shout, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me. I hear the saxophone and it tears my soul, and we're feeling old, feeling so cold. She is the torch and she is the theme. She could be a dream, but oh boy, is she real. Try to avoid her eyes, to avoid her words. They will hit you with all that you feel. He's searching, she's showing. See him held in a deep, deep spell. He knows she's glowing. I can find within my mind a way to go. I can look deep into your light and shout, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me, hold me. See her eyes, they are bright tonight. See the stars coming out tonight. See the moon looking down tonight. See how they light your way tonight.
See my eyes, they are bright tonight. See my hands reaching out tonight. Hear my words, they are dynamite. See how they light your way tonight. See her eyes, they are bright tonight. See
over at some hotel down the street, actually. Just, normal conversation. We didn't talk about Star Wars, just about my experiences with acting, and what I was doing. I guess she put that on. That was on tape, and George saw that. And then about maybe 2 months later, I went in and I met with George over the Skywalker Ranch. And that was just, it was nothing but cool. It was my first time. And it's very picturesque and very surrealistic. You've got llamas grazing fields. And then you walk into George's office, and there he is, George Lucas. It was exciting for me. Just sat down, we talked. Not about Star Wars, not about, we didn't even talk about the film industry, really. It was just normal chit-chat. I never really felt like it would come into fruition, that I would ever even test for it. It was just more of a field trip for me, going in and meeting George and getting to see the ranch. And when I found out that I was going to test for it, I still never thought that it would happen. It was just cool. So I went back about 2 months later to do the test screen with Natalie. And I've always respected her work, but it was hard because I didn't have a script that I could get a better idea of who this character was. Mm-hmm. Even though he's Darth Vader and there's all these other films about him, I wasn't sure where he was in the development, in the progression of Anakin to Darth. So it was hard going into it. I was sort of in the dark. Right. And when I sat down with George, I got a better sense of what I was supposed to be doing. When George, when you see George, he's kind of like a rock star, Mm-hmm. He has this huge entourage that just follows him around. But when you're alone with him and when he's giving you direction, he makes you feel very at ease. Anyway, so then myself and Robin and Natalie and George went to a separate room just to rehearse it a few times, just ran over the lines, and then we went into where we were going to shoot the test screen, and then we rehearsed it a couple of times on camera, and we shot it, and we did reverses and close-ups until George was happy with what we did.
But before he could really get a handle on his part in the Star Wars saga, Hayden needed to go back to the beginning and study. The best way to study Star Wars? Get all the videos out and watch the lot.
I watched them religiously a week beforehand, I wanted to make sure I was as prepared as possible. George has a very specific way of writing in the Star Wars context. It's not a normal speech, way of speaking. So I just wanted to get a feel for that, for the most part. Just familiarize myself more with some of the Star Wars themes. And to get an idea of, the sensibilities that Jake Lloyd brought to his character, and Sebastian Shaw, just to get an idea of what they were bringing to Anakin, some of those things. I was going to take some bow classes just for myself, just to familiarize myself with some of the moves, but I was just told not to do that, actually, and to take fencing instead will give me a better idea.
But fencing alone isn't enough. As every Star Wars fan knows, a true Jedi needs a whole lot of different disciplines to achieve his aim. So Hayden drew on his athletic background to prepare for the role.
I come from an athletic family. My father went to university on a football scholarship. My brother is a runner, or was a runner, went to the University of Pennsylvania on a running scholarship. And I played competitive tennis and competitive hockey. So my original plan was to go to university on a tennis scholarship, but I got sidetracked with acting. I've put my academics on hold for right now. I don't know what I'm going to do after we finish filming the next Star Wars. If I'll go back to school, if I'll make another film, if I'll travel, I'm not sure. This is always what I've wanted to do. This has always been my dream. When I was about 7, my older sister was junior world champion on the trampoline, and they wanted her to do a Pringles commercial, the potato chips, and she did it, and then afterwards they requested that she sought out to get an agent, which she did, and so when she went to go meet with one of these agencies, there was no one home to babysit me, and I was just along for the ride. They asked me if I wanted to do a few commercials, and I said sure. And that's how I originally got into it, but I didn't get the acting bug until I was in high school. I never really wanted to do television. I always wanted to make films. You know, I've always had a love for film, and the reason why I developed such an interest in acting was because at the time that was the only way I could be involved in film. So, you know, I couldn't direct, I couldn't produce stuff, I'd act. And I guess that's why I got into it. All my favorite work so far has been on stage. Like I've done a couple of professional productions, but you know, I did Hamlet. That would probably be my favorite part.
Hamlet may have been his favourite theatre role, but his childhood heroes came from a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Star Wars has always been a part of my life. You know, I grew up on it, so it seems weird in that sense. Before my time, but everyone's seen it and everyone loves it. We were big into the Star Wars and all the paraphernalia. My brother had every little figurine and every starship. He's 27. He was just, you know, he was fanatical about Star Wars. We used to, when Shadows of the Empire came out on Nintendo 64, we used to lock each other in my bedroom, you know, relay the controller back and forth until we, you know, became Jedi Knights. Yeah, no, if you play it too much, I remember he used to visit me in my dreams. You know, it just had such an impact. It was so different from everything else that I'd seen. And it, you know, it affected so many other people that I knew. You know, so many of my friends are just fanatical about Star Wars. I mean, when Episode 1 came out, my entire high school vacated just to go to the first showing of it. You know, we all just rushed to the theaters to go see the noon showing of Star Wars. You know, we bought tickets for the theatrical trailers of it. I loved it. It was such a cool film. You know, I was always curious what Darth was going to look like under the mask.
And now we know. But is Hayden itching to go over to the dark side and try on that mask?
Aside from the fact that it's Star Wars and it has this cultural following, it's this huge, you know, event, I'm thrilled to be working on it. As an actor, it's going to be very challenging. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm excited, you know. I've never worked on a film, of course, of this scale. So that's exciting too. You know, of course I'm nervous. I don't think something would be wrong if I wasn't nervous. I think, but you know, I've got 2 films to make that transition, and you know, George is going to pretty much outline it. So that it's, I think it'll be a challenging task, but it'll be a fun collaboration between myself and George. There's so many aspects that I'm so thrilled to be involved with. I've never been outside of North America, so this will be my first chance to see so many other parts of the world, which is, you know, going to be pretty cool to do it on the Lucas tour bus. I don't know, it's cool. You know, to have little kids playing with little figurines of my character, or the character that I'm going to portray. It'll be really weird, you know, because Star Wars is just, it's everywhere. You see Jake's face everywhere. So, I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. I don't know what it's going to be like. I'll take it as it comes.
So, is Hayden going to spill the beans and tell us what we can look forward to in Episode 2?
You know, I'm as much in the dark as everybody else. I don't know anything. It's really weird, you know, because usually you don't sign on to a film before you've read the script.
Right.
But this is definitely the one exception. You know, it's very surreal. You know, I'm beside myself. It's like I'm sitting next to myself. And I'm like, you understanding this? No, you understanding? I don't know. It's incredible. You know, I never would have thought this would have happened. But you know, I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm overwhelmed. I'm experiencing so many different emotions right now that it's a lot to deal with. But you know, I'm thrilled with the challenge. So I'm going to try to bring some of the sensibilities that Jake brought to the role, and that Sebastian brought to it. But for the most part, I'm gonna create my own Anakin. Yeah.